So, welcome inside Zippity's Garage. In today's episode, we're taking a ride out to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania to attend the weekend festivities out at the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix. So let's hit the road. Okay, welcome back to Zippity's Garage. Like I said in that quick introduction, we're going to take a ride out to the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix, and I'm filming this portion of the video after the event. Got the t-shirt, been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. So I just want to quick set up this video and send out a couple thank yous. It was an unbelievable event. If you're anywhere in the Northeast or Midwest, I highly recommend this event. It is almost like a bucket list type event. It's in its 39th year. So next year will be the 40th year that they're doing this event. And it is the only vintage race car that is actually held in the city limits of any major city in the country that's run on city streets, public streets. That's pretty wild. So in this video, we're gonna walk around on Saturday. They do a massive cars and coffee, a massive car show. And then on Sunday, that is the vintage car race. And these guys are racing. This is not just gentlemen's out, cruising through. These guys are ripping it. And some beautiful, beautiful vintage cars. The Saturday cars and coffee, you get everything. Every make, model was represented there. And then, again, on Sunday, Corvette was the mark of the year. So Corvette was highlighted throughout the entire weekend, and I go for a ride on the actual road course with a friend, Jack White, in his C7 Corvette. My Corvette's still in the shop over at Phoenix Performance, getting some suspension work done and getting the ABS fixed. More on that later. But thank you to Jack White for taking me out for a ride in his Corvette. And then also, thank you to John Walco. John was my host for the entire weekend. Never met him before. Lance Miller from Carlisle Events put us in touch with each other. And John was a perfect gentleman and hosted me throughout the entire weekend. And to make matters even better, drove me around in his 1967 big block Corvette convertible. So that was a lot of fun. I'll put a picture of John's car down below. Also, it's covered later in the video. But again, just a quick couple thank yous. And the reason for my Pittsburgh tailgate zone sign, this was a gift from Jack White on the 2014 National Corvette Caravan, for which I was the chairman or the local captain for. Jack found out I was a Steeler fan, so he brought this with him on the caravan in his Corvette and gifted it to me. So very cool, and Jack was busting my chops. Hey, I watch your channel. I haven't seen my sign on your channel. And I told him, I said, this is in my basement. It's next to all my Steeler stuff. So in a future video, I'll put it up there. So wanted to make sure I got that in the video. But I was out at the Grand Prix helping support the Chip Miller Amyloidosis Foundation. And come to find out that amyloidosis has some ties into Pittsburgh. One of the previous mayors of Pittsburgh passed away from amyloidosis, and then so did Bob Casey, one of the senators from Pennsylvania. So amyloidosis, nasty stuff. Head over to chipmiller.org for more information, and you can enter to win a Cunningham C8 Corvette as well. So you can see I got the dash plaques from the event. Here's the program. A lot of really cool stuff in here. In fact, John, let's see, my host for the weekend, actually there's an article in here about his family. 3 generations of Walcos were on that track in 2015. So John Sr., John Jr., or Johnny, they refer to him as John III, and then Trent, John's grandson, is actually an instructor up at Monticello Road Course up in Long Island. And then, like I said, Corvette was the marquee of the year. And you can see here, a lot of cool, come on, A lot of cool photographs in the program highlighting the Corvette, the vintage stuff, as well as the new stuff. I'll see if I can't get a link to some of these articles. I don't believe they're online, but this is written by John Walco. And it talks about, you know, a lot of the vintage race cars, how the event got started, and then the Corvette display this past year, this past weekend. There were over 300 Corvettes from all the area Corvette clubs in and around Pittsburgh. I got to tell you, Western Pennsylvania, unbelievable car community. Just the amount of cars that came out to this event, and everything was represented on Saturday at the Cars and Coffee. You can see some of the different participating car clubs. Duesenberg, Audi, BMW, Corvettes, Volkswagen, GTO, MG, Mustang, Jaguar, Lamborghini, Mercedes, North Hill Sports Car Club, Camaros, Thunderbirds, Packards, Porsche, Rolls-Royce, Datsun and Nissan, you name it. It was at Miatas, Corvair, Solstice, Triumphs. So all these car clubs were out there, and as part of the Marquee of the Year, the supporting brewery is Helltown Brewery. And as part of the Vintage Grand Prix, they came out with Stick Shift Ale. And I got to tell you, it's really good. I'm not a huge beer drinker, but shout out to Helltown Brewery and their really new cool can for the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix. And another thank you to the folks from American Collectors Insurance. Was out with those guys most of the weekend as well. So without any further ado, I know this has been a 6-minute little intro here, but let's take a walk around the Saturday car show. We are going to get some of the vintage racing, and then we highlight all the Corvettes that are in the Corvette parade on Sunday. And then Jack and I go for a ride in his Corvette around the track. And wait till you see this track. Unbelievable. It's city streets, so you've got the crest in the center, you know, for the water runoff. You've got curbs that really don't do well with tires. They flatten out race tires real quickly. And then unbelievable stone walls on either side of the road course. Really, really impressive. And just a huge shout out to all the folks in Pittsburgh. This event is run by over 1,200 volunteers. Without that volunteer force, they wouldn't be able to do it. So a huge thank you to the car community out in Western Pennsylvania, and all the funds that are raised at this event go to autism awareness. So again, if you're in and around Pittsburgh in July of 2022 for next year, or any year in the near future, please check out the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix. I highly recommend the event. So without any further ado, let's get out to Pittsburgh. Hey folks, welcome back to Zippy's Garage. Like I said, we're out on location again this weekend. We are out at the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix. And the really cool thing about this event this year is Corvette is the marque of the year. 2020 was an odd year, and Corvette was supposed to be the marque in 2020, especially with the addition of the new C8. But with the postponement of the event, we're now doing it in 2021, and Corvette is the marque of the year. So out here with the folks from American Collectors Insurance, Heacock Classic Insurance, out at their booth, supporting the Chip Miller Amyloidosis Foundation as well. You can see that banner over here. And you can still enter to win the Cunningham C8 Corvette, which I'll zoom in on focus on here for you.
Yeah, you got to collect a car, we can insure it.
So I'll put a link in the description to that raffle and so forth. It's going to be drawn, I believe, over Labor Day, or in October is when the winner is drawn on that car. So go to the website chipmiller.org to enter to win that Corvette. And then, like I said, the folks from American Collectors and Heacock Insurance are out here as well. If you have a limited use car, collector car, specialty car, they can insure any make, any model, and any year. That's right, they can insure your 2021 Corvette, or like I said, any other make or model, as long as it's a limited use vehicle and stored in a garage. So check out American Collectors Insurance for more information as well. So with that said, I'm going to do my best to capture as much of this as I can on camera. This place is massive. So the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix, I believe it's in its 38th year, if I'm not mistaken. It's one of the oldest in the country, and it is the only vintage Grand Prix that actually runs on city streets. So we are, where I'm set up right now, is on turn 15. You can see all the folks getting ready to watch. That's the track right there, right over the hill here. See if we can't take a little bit of a closer walk. Looks like they're doing some parade laps and things of that nature for different folks here. But it's pretty cool because you get to hear all the exhaust and everything running all day long. So you'll see cars coming down here, ripping right around. But today, on Saturday, they're doing a car show. So this is out at Schenley Park, hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, in Pittsburgh. And like any other big venue like Amelia Island that I covered, a lot of manufacturers are here. Porsche's here, Volkswagen's here, we got Cadillac here, Chevrolet is here, Ford is here with the new Mustang Mach-E GT electric car. And I apologize if I'm huffing and puffing because this is pretty much on a golf course. So I'm walking up and down, changes of elevation. So I'm getting a little bit of a workout this weekend, but all fun. That being said, with Corvette being the Marque of the year, the local Corvette clubs out here in Western Pennsylvania, it's an unbelievable car town. The enthusiasm for the Corvette and automotive lifestyle out this direction, I'm trying to think, I mean, it's almost like a Detroit, because you figure back in the 60s, 70s, this is where all the steel was manufactured for the country. So just take a look. I'm told there's over 400 Corvettes here. And I'm going to try and capture as many of them as I can on camera. So all generations are here. 6s, 7s. What's really cool is with this one, with this being in 2021, now there's C8s on the road. If we had done this last year, there would not have been many C8s out on the road. So you can see all the different Corvette clubs that have got their chairs set up under the trees. It's kind of warm today, but it's overcast, which is nice. Pretty unique cars. 427 anniversary car. This was a pretty cool package with the red, white, and blue striping. Forget the name behind it, but really unique car. It was available in blue, red, or white with that package. Hey, my favorite color that I like to talk about, spice red, right? Here's a spice red roof and interior on the C7. Pretty unique motorsport wheel. You don't see that too often as well. So that's where the red mist C8s that I was calling spice red, that's why I was calling them spice red, because of that package. So I'm going to continue to walk through the Corvette display, but as I see something a little bit unique, I'll try and stop and talk and, you know, kind of showcase that particular car. This particular car is a little bit unique, pretty rare. First one I've ever seen in this combination, and talking with one of the guys here at the show, it is extremely unique, extremely rare color combination. And it's in, you know, it needs to be restored, and the owner has restored, you know, motor, electronics, and so forth, everything that you can't see. But up next is the body and the interior. But it's a 1978 anniversary car. Again, not, you know, it's not your mid-year, you know, $100,000 plus cars, but it is very, you know, for what it is, it's a really unique 1978 Corvette. It's the silver anniversary two-tone. But what makes this one unique is the fact that it has the red interior. So most of these end with the 5-speed manual transmission. So pretty unique car. It is for sale, actually. I'll put the information on it. But 78 anniversary, silver, two-tone, red interior. Most of these are done with the oyster interior or the black interior. You can see silver anniversary, $13,200. If you're interested, drop me a message down below. But it is, the owner does live out here in Western Pennsylvania. But again, a pretty unique 1978 anniversary car. Parked right next to it is a Zeus Bronze with a lot of red accents, which I think is a great color combination. Take a quick walk around the Zeus. See the red interior. The edge red engine cover. Got the big Z51 wing on it. So guys, what do you think? C5 Corvette, built to mimic the 1953 C1 Corvette. Pretty cool, unique, excuse me. See the C5 internals, interior. It's a pretty cool car. Unique. And again, you've got every generation here. Rapid blue, C8. Scroll around. Beautiful. Solid axle car here. Cars coming from all over the place. Here's one from Texas. And you guys know I'm a Steeler fan, so yay Steelers.
Okay, we are underway again. Tom Thomas's Bug-Eye Sprite has come by on the flatbed. And I only saw the car from the left side. The left side looked fine, but something was on the right side.
Motion, Baldwin Motion, I believe is what this is called.
Okay. And so we've sent the field back out. So the qualifying session for the race group number 1, which is a variety of...
and I'll see if I can't get an interview on this particular car here. This is very special. It is a 1963 Z06 big tank race car. So this was custom ordered by a local Chevy dealership here in Western Pennsylvania, and it's been meticulously restored to race condition. Cool call outs on it, as you'll see the plexiglass windows with the cutouts for airflow. But really, really unique car. We'll see if we can't get the owner or restorer on camera with that one. But I'm going to continue to walk all the different Corvette clubs. Corvettes all the way down here, 3-4 rows of them that direction. As far as I can go, it's I missed it. There's an XLR Cadillac driving away. It's pink. It was a Mary Kay giveaway, so Cadillac XLR. So apologize, I didn't get that on film. 57 Fuelie. It's for sale. $149 is their asking price. Same owner for the last 43 years. Spin around to a 59. Elkhart Lake Blue convertible. 63 split.
So we have a green flag here at start finish. Some of the drivers seem to think that the lap was about to end. Some of them pulled in fact. And other drivers are going really quickly, like Steve Conson in car number 15.
Yeah, you don't want to
Take a cruise over here. Saw some unique ones. 95 pace car. Not something you see every day. Pretty cool interior here.
Michael Barstow won the race. Pittsburgh was second. Steve Ponson was third. And all three
Accelerate yellow. Try and get that on camera for you. So it's got the black vents.
450.
Black, or carbon flash, I'm sorry. Low Z51 spoiler. Two-tone Spectra gray wheels. Painted caliper. Black interior.
That year,
If you're the original owner, General Motors will send you a small little representation of your car in the color that you ordered it in. So that's pretty cool. Owner's got that on display.
And Kirk Burns was second and Barstow third.
I believe we've got Jetstream blue next to a Carlisle blue.
And now we'll get
Car you don't see too often.
Out here at start finish.
Spin around. This one caught my eye. I'm not going to call it Spice Red. I'm going to call it Red Mist. First time I've seen the chrome aftermarket wheel. Edge red caliper. This one's got the body colored vents on it as compared to the carbon flash ones that we just focused on. Low body colored wing. Body color side arch. Body color mirrors. Natural interior. Nice looking combination. And a friend of mine, the guys from Nova Stretch. So Nova Stretch bras work on your C8 Corvette.
So it looks as though the pole sitter for our first.
And we've got a silver flare over here as well. So we'll see if we can get that on camera.
283.
Here's your silver flare, carbon flash sides, body color spoiler, bright red caliper. Red interior.
Drivers in this group are kind of gypped because they didn't
base
get a
wheel.
lot of laps. It's easier to go a little faster when you get a few more laps in succession.
Nice looking car. Then you have your 2017 Collector's Edition convertible Grand Sport. When this came out, I fell in love with it. I love blue, so this blue interior, granted, it can be over the top for some people, but I really like that interior. 86th Indianapolis 500 from May 26, 2002. Pretty cool. Lots of different caravans. 99 Caravan, the 03 Caravan. Pretty cool. So it looks like this thing has seen some miles. And it was a festival car from the Indy 500. So you can see it in use there. Pretty cool. Corvette Challenge. Pretty cool vehicle. C4s. My friend Lance Miller is, I don't want to call him the aficionado, but he certainly knows a lot about these challenge cars. Aztec Gold. You don't see this 57 color too often. Beautiful color in person. You can see the sun flake off of that thing. It's not metallic, but my gosh, it does shine. Your pennant blue. It's a 54. Chip Miller amyloidosis, gotta love that. See the interior of that car. There's your Aztec, your 57. And Polo White with red interior. Pretty car. So this is a 54. From what I understand, mechanically, pretty much the same as the 53s, but the 53s are so much more unique and they only built 300 of them. Not sure what the total was in 54. If you know that, let me know in the comment section below. So again, some more. They're just packing them in wherever they can. This is not necessarily supposed to be parking. And then the local clubs have set up a display. You've got your first generation car, which is a solid axle car. This is a 1962, the final year for that generation. Unique thing about the 62, it's the only year that has these gills in the these fins in the side cove. So, pretty unique there. Here is your mid-year car, and it appears to be, yes sir, a 1963. So the split window coupe. Again, you know Corvettes, you know it's the only year to offer the split window. You '64, they removed that because of owner backlash. Couldn't see out the rear window. Chrome bumper,
And,
C3.
the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix
Looks like a 69 maybe, or 70. And it is a 69. Locally owned here in New Kensington, Pennsylvania. And you certainly needed a luggage rack because there's no luggage room in these cars. Your C4.
And
It's
I believe that Alonso Jr.,
aqua blue, I believe, is the color.
An autograph signing at the moment.
Your C5. This happens to be a 2003 anniversary edition. Color is known as anniversary red. They initially wanted to paint these things gold, and that's where the gold Corvettes from 1998, you'll see them pop up every so often. I think there was 5 of them that were made, but they couldn't get that gold paint to match from panel to panel. You can see in the sun what this anniversary red looks like. Really, really pops. And all of these came with the shale interior. Pretty much all of them were the same. The only choice really was the transmission choice and whether or not you wanted body side molding. This does not have the body side molding. C6. We had that Indy car earlier, another Indy pace car replica here from 2007. Convertible. Manual transmission. So most of these cars, generally the pace car replicas are done up in automatics because that's what they were at Indy. Because they're parade cars. Easier to drive an automatic in a parade. C7. I refer to this as the skinny bodied car. It's not a wide body. It's not a Grand Sport. But a really nice spec. All black convertible, red caliper, carbon fiber interior, competition seats. Very, very nice spec for this particular C7. And then the one that everybody's been oohing and ahhing over and getting a lot of money for in the used market is the C8 Corvette. Torch red. Really like the wheel that's on this car. Lots of carbon fiber. Black with red stitching inside. Body colored Z51 spoiler on it. So, nicely done. Alabama license plate, so if it's from Alabama, he came a long way. 454. Chevrolet display down here. Take a walk by. They've got an orange car under the Chevy tent. This is obviously not one that you can buy because you've got the Lambo's door conversion on it, so it does not come like that way from Chevrolet.
You want a Chevrolet?
Pretty cool though. And more Corvettes, more Corvettes. Quick little story. Sorry, my Corvette is not here. I had some issues. Blew out 2 shocks thanks to the city of Philadelphia. Driving through Philadelphia on my way to GM Nationals, blew out the 2 front shocks. ZR1, you can call this sucker the Blue Devil, which pays homage to Duke University. I believe the story goes that one of the presidents of General Motors was a graduate of Duke, and the code name behind this car, when it was in production and GM wouldn't acknowledge it existed, they referred to it as the Blue Devil. Cool little story there as to how that nickname came about, but the mascot at Duke University is the Blue Devil, so that's where that came from. Z06 Coupe for sale. Competition seats, automatic, nice looking car. Again, a unique color you don't see too often on the C4. It's got the window sticker, so let's see what the color is called. Turquoise metallic, 1991. Pretty car. Brand new was $41,000. Another pace car. Continue to see all the cars that are here.
So he said he's over here by the tail end.
Another mid-year. Mid-year. 1993. 427 Stinger hood. Saw this from a afar. Carbon 65 car, which is the ceramic matrix. Hopefully that comes across on camera. Grand Sport. Competition seats. And it is a manual transmission, so carbon roof. Beautiful car. 78 pace car. Since my car is not here, I got to make sure I get a commemorative edition on camera. So it's for sale. 2004, McMurray, Pennsylvania. Doesn't list the mileage, but it looks to be in very good condition, guys. Body side molding. My car does not have that. Tinted windows. Looks fairly stock as well. Pretty unmolested. Original exhaust. And everything looks original on this car. Antenna. That's what my car used to look like. Newer tires. They're not the Firestones. But even the brake duct is in good shape. Not a lot of pitting and rock chips and so forth on it. So, makes me miss my car. So, my car is having the suspension kind of adjusted and so forth over at Phoenix Performance in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. So Joe Aquilante is the owner over there, proprietor of that place. They are suspension gurus when it comes to Corvettes, racing Subarus. His son, I believe, is one of the top SCCA drivers. And if you're familiar with any of the local racetracks on the East Coast and you see Corvettes racing, most likely you will see a Phoenix Performance graphic as a sponsor. So let's take a look at this. 1993 Zora autographed the dashboard here at the Pittsburgh Grand Prix. That's pretty cool. Another one from the 1994 Caravan as well as the 03 Caravan. Very cool. I think a lot of people can relate to this. This is your therapy. So we're going to continue to get some coverage here from the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix as the weekend continues. So still over here at the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix, and Corvettes are starting to head out. It's a little bit later in the afternoon, maybe 3 o'clock, but just wanted to capture this one car on camera and say a huge thank you to John. New friend that I met this weekend, and Lance Miller from Carlisle Events put me in touch with John Walko. John was one of the original, I don't want to say he started this, but he was on the board of this event back when it first got started, when it was in its infancy state. And there's a couple articles on him in the program, the event program. So I'll make sure to put some of the information about John in the video here. But this is his car. This is his 67 427. Beautiful thing was on Friday night, he took me for a ride in this thing, and went around didn't go around the entire course, but we're up on the course with it, and getting a chance to meet with some of the drivers last night. And the stories that John was telling me, which were really cool. So John, back in 1994, was the Caravan event captain for Western Pennsylvania and Pittsburgh, and working with Ernie Oliverio from New England. And think about that. That was, yeah, they had email, but not nearly as prevalent as it is today. So a lot of snail mail, a lot of phone calls. So just a huge thank you to Ernie and John and those first year captains. You talk about here the grand opening celebration of the Corvette Museum. So it's a really, really cool heritage. He's got over 100,000 miles on the car. There's not many owners can say that they've driven their big block Corvette over 100,000 miles. And listening to John last night with some of the stories, I got to sit here in the passenger seat. But what John was telling me, there's two pretty impressive folks that sat in this car. One being Zora Arkus Duntov, and the other was Dave McClellan. So two Corvette chief engineers have actually gone for a ride in this particular Corvette. So pretty stinking cool. So John, thank you again for hosting me this weekend. And John's son works on cars as well. He's helping campaign a couple cars this weekend. And John's grandson is actually an instructor up at the Monticello Motor Club racetrack up in New York. So a lot of racing in his blood. So gotta love that. If you're out at Corvettes at Carlisle this year, try and keep an eye out for this car. It will be over with the Corvette Club of Lancaster County. They kind of connect in with those guys from the Corvette Club from Western Pennsylvania, as well as the Lancaster Corvette Club when they're out at Carlisle. So thank you, John. Good morning. Welcome back to Zippy's Garage on location. Today is day 2 at the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix. It is Sunday morning, a little bit overcast. They're calling for a chance of rain, but we'll take the overcast skies all day long. Only supposed to be in the mid-80s today, which would be great. So today, Sunday, is race day when they are racing the vintage cars. You might be able to hear some of the qualifying in the background. But today is really the big focus day for the Marque of the year. And like I said, that is the Corvette. So behind me, we have a pile of Corvettes all lined up, getting ready to go out on track. And like I said in yesterday's commentary, my Corvette is at home. So I'm fortunate enough to get a ride today in a friend of mine's Corvette, Jack White, who built friendships up from the National Corvette Caravan back from 2014. So we're gonna get some coverage inside the car, out on track today. But while we're waiting, figured I'd take a walk through the staging area for the parade laps. So let's take a look and see what these Corvettes look like today. So spin around.
What's your website?
Oh, hang on one sec. It is. Good morning. It's Zippy's Garage.
Oh!
Just like the shirt. So,
Damn.
how are you? What's your first name? I recognize you.
Mike.
Mike.
Thomas.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Excellent. So, from one of the caravans, right?
I knew I recognized that voice.
Yep. So.
Yeah, I was on the Caravan 19.
Okay. Excellent. So yeah.
So I got the one with Spice Red, with Spice Red top and the
yeah. I was
mirrors.
I was chatting about your car yesterday because on my videos, I ended up doing a commentary on a Spice Red car, and then went down and saw the new red car, this new C8 in red, which is Red Mist. But I kept calling it Spice Red, and everybody on the YouTube channel screaming at me, "You got the name wrong! You got the name wrong!" I'm like, man, I got Spice Red in my head. So yeah. So thanks for saying hello. So by all means, check out Zippy's Garage. And
I do.
Awesome.
I'm subscribed, man.
Excellent. That still blows me away that folks are watching the channel, and one of the volunteers is yelling, "We got a 5-minute warning." So this will be a quick walkthrough. So all these cars are lined up for the parade, and we're gonna capture as much content as we can from the parade lap. Okay, Zippy's Garage on location. The parade laps are starting. Here comes the Grand Marshal and Johnny's Corvette. He's gonna lead the group through. Getting coordinated. What I'm going to do is I'm going to capture as many cars going by as I can, and then I'm going to jump in the car with Jack. Have fun, guys. 63Z06. How'd that golf cart get in there? That's it on that side, yep. Oh. Want me to stop? Which side do you want to stop? They just keep on coming. Corvettes as far as the eye can see. C8 with the white interior, beautiful. And here's my ride. There we go. Go for it. Thank you, sir. Say hi, Jack.
Hi, Jack.
All right, watch where you're going now.
How you doing, Zippity?
Good, man. How are you?
Good.
There's a lot of Corvettes out here today. Holy cow.
I didn't get the count. I don't know how many they got.
I think there's close to 200.
Wow.
150, 200, somewhere in that neighborhood. It's just a little bit. And so these are city streets of Pittsburgh, guys. The barriers are set up where they're closing the streets off. And we are now getting ready to enter the track. A couple of the corner workers watching us. One of the organizers, Bernie. He organizes the Italian display over on the other side. Take a look in the mirror behind behind us. Plenty of Corvettes still behind us here. And in true fashion of the word parade, we're doing a whopping you can't even see the speedometer on there, but it says
7.
7. Okay, there you go. 7 miles per hour. So certainly not a lap taken in anger. So it's definitely a parade. Now the Corvette's upset I don't have my seatbelt on. See the corner workers out there. See these beautifully tree-lined streets, old stone walls.
It's coming to play on the tracks.
Yep. So at some point I'll see if I can't put an overlay of the track map below here to give you guys an idea what the track layout is, but it's 2.66 miles is the length of the configuration of this track. And looking correctly, I believe this is where, let's see, this might be where American Collectors is, up over on the left. Jack knows how to do parade laps. You just kind of hang back a second and then punch it.
Not my first rodeo.
Right. Gotta have fun. Yeah. All right, this is the track. Little downhill off camber right-hander. This is Pittsburgh, so there are plenty of hills. Yeah, this is, if you've ever driven up at Watkins Glen going up through the ascending S's, you know what the Arco barriers look like as you're going through the S's. Look at these are concrete walls here, guys. You don't want to have a mishap here. Where all the hay bales are right here, trying to protect those cars. Then see how tight it gets down in here. I'm impressed with Jack. He's driving a manual transmission, steering, watching the car in front of us, and videotaping on his own phone. So multitasking.
Multitask.
Yeah, exactly. So, more of the corner workers. This is one of the only historic races in the country. I believe it is the only one that actually is on city streets. I mean, you can see the street signs right over there, guys. This is, we are now on Bartlett Street as we're coming through the park. And the neat thing about road courses, you can go to different vantage points to see different corners, straightaways, and so forth. So that's what's fun about these types of races. You can move around and get to see what your change your viewpoint. There's the sign for the Grand Prix. Start finish line.
Hi, Donnie.
So sorry about the wind, guys. I probably should have put a wind can if I'm putting it out the windows. I'll keep it indoors or keep it in the inside the car. Your braking markers, 200, 100. Through the Hale Bay chicane. Gotta believe we're getting close to the tail end of it, but like I said, there's still a bunch of Corvettes behind us. Still making noise back there. Yeah, and in a true parade lap fashion, we've kind of come to the end of it, and trying to get everybody off the track creates that same traffic jam that we had getting on the track. Alright, so it opened up a little bit, but I wanted to make sure we captured this really cool shot coming across the bridge. That's the Cathedral of Learning from Pitt University you see over there. Just like I had thought, this is the end of the track where they're pulling us back off the closed circuit, so to speak. But at the same token, we've got city streets are still closed where we're headed here. We're going to head back over to kind of where we were set up earlier, and we'll continue to get some of the coverage of all the different Corvettes that are here. Hope you didn't even see all of them in the parade lap because there was another group that was stopped as I was jumping into Jack's car. So I'll see if I can't capture more of the Corvettes that are here today.